You know, the brain affects so many parts of our lives, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, whether you can't sleep, and sometimes it needs a little tweaking. So what do? Well, you come see Dr. Sonia Spencer and talk to her about Braincore.
Well, we have a product in our office called neurofeedback, and what it does is it helps people who have lots of different types of issues. It can be anxiety, insomnia, stress-related issues, and different things like that. So the symptoms of those types of problems can be helped with Braincore neurofeedback. And so let me tell you a little bit about how it works, and then I'm going to let you talk to Dave here, who's actually a Braincore neurofeedback patient who got great results with insomnia. So when you're having those types of issues, oftentimes the only thing that you know about is to take a medication or to just suffer, you know. We're bombarded with ads for anxiety, insomnia, and things like that, and a lot of them have side effects. And if you're taking them to control your symptoms, those symptoms come back just as soon as the medication wears off, and then you're left stuck on a drug, and you may not want to be stuck on a drug. You really just want to fix the problem. And this is where the Braincore neurofeedback comes in, because it looks at your brain waves and tells if you have a problem with dysregulation. So let me explain to you what that is, because you're giving me that glazed over look.
No, it's like, I'm just intrigued here about that.
Okay, so we all just have 4 major brain waves. We have a few more, but the 4 majors are what we're going to talk about. And so just imagine, like you have 4 gears to a car.
Right.
And all of those gears do different things. So when you're running from a bear, your brain is going to shift into a different type of brain wave.
Adrenaline boost.
Yeah, your adrenaline is, or when you're hopping at work, when things are clicking on all cylinders, when you're having to go, you want a certain type of brain wave. When you're home chilling with your honey and things are good and you're relaxing, you want to be able to calm down and enjoy that time and you get into a different brain wave. All right. And so when you're drifting off to sleep, you want to be able to relax and go into that next brain wave.
You want the brain to basically shut down.
Right. So you want to be able to shift in and out of whatever brain wave you need to take care of the job. But what happens to so many people these days is they get stuck in a particular brain wave that won't let the gears shift. It just gets stuck there. And this can cause patients to have anxiety and panic and, insomnia.
In Dave's case, not be able to sleep.
Right. And so what we begin with, of course, is a history and a test. And this test will tell us whether or not your brain is actually able to shift in and out of the gears like it's supposed to handle the daily task and function in the things that are coming your way throughout the day. Because we all go through a variety of things, and we have to be able to shift into the brain wave that requires that task is requiring.
Right.
If we get home at night and we can't calm down and we can't come down from the stress of the day, and we're just all revved up all the time, that starts causing problems. So this is where I'm going to let Dave take over and tell his story.
Yeah, Dave, tell us about the issue that you had.
Well, what Dr. Spencer was just talking about there sounded just like me. My brain just wouldn't shut off. I'm a thinker. I think, and I go over what happened during the day or what's going to happen the next day. And I was getting to the point I'd go to bed. It'd take me an hour or so to get to sleep. And I'd wake up at 3:30 in the morning, couldn't get back to sleep. And this went on for months, and it slowly went backwards from 3:30 in the morning to 2:30 to 1:30. And eventually I'd be waking up before midnight.
Wow.
And couldn't get back to sleep and still have to go to work the next day at 6 o'clock in the morning. I started going into work earlier. That wasn't any good, but I was home one day because of it, and I happened to have the TV on, and you were on Shop South Mississippi, and Dr. Spencer was there talking about Braincore therapy, and it just happened to be a segment on insomnia. And I felt like she was talking to me. I really did. And I immediately got up and called the number. And I came in to your training session that you had on Tuesday nights. I already knew before I got here that I was going to give it a shot. And I signed up for it. I had the QEEG, the test that maps your brain and says, compares it to what a normal brain is, and she came up with a protocol to help me. This was back in 2016.
Wow.
Within, I'd say, maybe 5 sessions, I was sleeping normally. And I'm still, to this day, more than 3 years later, have no trouble at all sleeping. So it is permanent. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, there's no anything. And I really think it's a great thing a lot of people don't know about. Dr. Spencer's getting it out there, and I'm trying to help her. And hopefully somebody out there is listening to me.
Yeah, she put the brain mapping thing on me, and she says, "Oh, you're beyond help." I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But as you said, we're saying there's not only for insomnia, but different things that people need that gear shift adjusted for.
Oh yes, and all different types of symptoms show up when your brain's not able to shift gears. The anxiety, the insomnia, the lack of focus, the ADHD type symptoms and so forth can definitely show up.
Controlling emotions?
Right. We even have patients that are coming in now that or high level executives that just want to enhance their performance. They want to be peak performers, and they have to make a lot of decisions, and they want to be able to be on top of their game between their ears. And that's actually why I train every single week in neurofeedback myself, is I want to keep my brain functioning the best it possibly can, because I take care of a lot of patients, and I want to be able to think clearly and sharply and not let my emotions interfere with what I'm doing. When I'm trying to help my patients, I want to be able to just focus on my task at hand, because I get some very complex cases in here, and I want to be able to focus and give them the best possible care. So I train my brain every week with neurofeedback, and it's non-invasive. There's no drugs. You basically just sit down and watch the television show of your choice. And it's very easy to do when you're watching the television screen. If you're in the brainwave that you're supposed to be in, exactly how your television screen is going to appear very clear. And this is just how we train your brain. Just by watching the show you love to watch on TV.
I like that.
It only takes 30 minutes to do a session. So
Football?
Yeah, if we recorded it, we could watch that football game. But it is getting to be football season. But with people wanting to cut back on medications, this is a great way to help people who don't want to take another pill to solve their problem.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're having some issues, the Braincore could help you out. What you need to do is, give them a call, set up an appointment, and come see Dr. Sonia Spencer here on right off Pass Road in Gulfport.